We are very happy to have our next guest join us on the program from the Independent here in San Francisco. It is Middle Kids.
Hello.
Hey.
We have Harry, Hannah, and Tim. Welcome, welcome to our fine city.
Thanks.
What was your first time in San Francisco like? Did you get to see the sights? Did you hang out, have any personal experiences or anything?
It was cool.
It was good. We stayed near Alamo Park.
Yeah, beautiful park. We
Just
wandered
around the
around the
corner from here.
streets. That's kind of all we did. We only had like a day here, but what we saw, we loved.
And you have Alamo Square right behind us, right? So you have all the Victorian houses and
that's where we
skylights and all
stayed.
that
That's
stuff,
it.
right?
Tim actually nearly bought me a house the first time we were here.
I told Harry I was going to buy him a house, but
And?
I didn't. Well, I don't have...
Do you keep promising you will? Or?
I need to raise some capital.
Still waiting for that.
Well, what about all that Middle Kids money?
Well, exactly.
Oh, where is that, Tim?
Come on now. I mean, that's why we're doing this interview,
Ah.
right?
What
I guess
is
so.
this money?
You get some middle kids money, and you get some middle kids money.
That's right.
Thank you very much. What's up, San Francisco? We are so thrilled to be here with you. Thanks for having us.
It's been a whirlwind of a year for you guys. Congratulations on all the recognition and everything. What has been life like since playing, let's start with South by Southwest?
Well, I mean, we've just kind of played South by Southwest and continued to play our way around America and Australia. And we made our first album. Getting ahead of myself.
When did you make that?
So we just finished our first album as of yesterday.
Was all the writing done while you were on the road, or was that already done and you just had to have time to get in the studio?
Yeah, when we were in America, like February, March, was doing a bit of writing around then, and then came back and basically wrote it all and recorded it before we came back here in July.
So we recorded in Sydney. We recorded about half of it at home.
Okay.
And half of it... the drums we recorded in a house. We took a friend who was an engineer. And then the vocals we recorded in the studio. And then we sort of brought all of that over here. And we mixed it over
in
here.
Connecticut.
Ever since Edge of Town came out, you know, people have started to learn about you guys, and the crowds, I'm sure, got bigger and bigger. And then when you guys played that, then all of a sudden the phones come out and all those things, right?
That's right.
Going from a classically trained musician, Hannah, you know, your early beginnings, and then, you know, Harry you had your background, right? I'm sure it's kind of a little overwhelming at first.
Yeah, and I think it is. There is this unexpected element to it, just in terms of where all of us were going in quite different ways, and I think we were all trying to make music a part of our lives, but we didn't know what that was going to look like. So I think that when we did come together and make Edge of Town, we loved it. Like, it felt really good for us as players, and so to have that translate to people as well has been like so exciting, because like it feels so right for us as musicians, and then we're glad it's resonating as well.
Yeah, and it's like so fun because you just keep learning. We're like always learning stuff. You know, we learned so many things making a record for the first time, and like I think for me, like playing this music, I learn stuff all the time. Usually after I like make a mistake. So I feel like it's very exciting to be always just figuring something new out. And
Yeah, like learning on the job.
Yeah.
Any happy mistakes that you've made along the way, whether recording or performing, and seeing the crowd react and like, whoa, I guess that was a good thing that we just did?
Actually, the other day, during Never Start, one of our songs, my guitar strap broke. And in this like really big bit, so I had to like lunge on this foldback amp to like keep my guitar up, but people seem to really like it.
Ah.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah.
So I touched on, you know, your background, Hannah, where you were classically trained, right? And the bullet point that people tell, you know, press people and those kind of things, or you just read on the internet, is that you thought you were going to become a classical composer, and here you are fronting a rock band, you know, no guitar strap and putting your leg up and, you know, like going in for the solo. Everything you thought it would be, or, you know, you want to retreat back to the classical realm?
Yeah, I mean, that's a good question. I haven't thought about that. I think like it's exciting in a way that I think I wouldn't have received pursuing that. And I still do write a lot in like the orchestral realm, but I think what I love about this is very relational, much more than playing the piano. For me, it's like that it feels like we're all doing this in a really intimate way, so it's fun having all of our personalities, and that's what's really been I think energizing and exciting me about doing this rock band thing, is like feels like we're on an exciting journey together, making something, and it's more about that sometimes than the music, like just the journey together, I think.
Yeah, and I think it's like Hannah used to play piano in our set, and I think there's a freedom in not being stuck behind an instrument, being able to move around with your instrument, and I think that's been a really cool thing to see.
You can tell me if I'm stepping over my boundaries here, but you know, I know that you guys are married. Harry, how is it interacting?
I love how I get to feel the question like,
Harry, what's the state of their marriage?
Yes. Please give us your assessment.
I mean, you know, it's like we were all friends like before we started the band, and it's kind of like, you know, I've just become their surrogate child in a lot of ways. It's nice, you know, having zero responsibilities on tour. You know, I mean, I
can picture it in the van right now. It's like, oh God, mom and dad said it's time to go to bed.
Yeah, I've got my child seat, and I mean, it's like we're all like just in it together, you know.
Yeah. And has that affected the writing or influenced the writing at all in terms of
being married?
Yeah.
I'd say so.
Yeah.
I think because in some ways Tim's experiences and stories become mine, and vice versa probably. So I think that there's a new perspective and lens that I've found that I've received that comes out sometimes, which is incredible from a writing perspective. I have all this new material from knowing and seeing Tim.
Well, we really are big fans of the music.
Thank you.
And can't wait for the album.
Cool.
Continued success, and look forward to everything.
Thank you.
Thanks for having
Pete.
us.
Middle kids, you're watching B-Sides on Air.